WAOH is brought to you in part by Jumpstart Video, online at jumpstartvideo.com.
Today I get to talk with Lashawn Taylor and Freeman Mahone. They are the founder and co-founder of New You Kidney Support or Kidney Recovery Support Foundation. How are you guys today?
Good.
Good. I'm so glad you were able to come on the show and just share with us a little bit of your story and about the organization. So I'd love to start with your story because I know there's a backstory of why you started this organization. So would you go ahead and share that?
After battling stage 4 kidney disease for 19 years, I was faced with a life or death decision, which was a kidney transplant.
Right.
And so they put me on a list, and my sons and my husband immediately went to get tested to see if they were possibly a match, and they weren't. So you could imagine, just the depression,
right?
Everything just,
what are we going to do?
So my husband did some research and talked to my transplant team and did a swap program, which is a program to where even though he wasn't my match, he gave his kidney to someone else in need, and I received one.
Yeah. And I've heard about this before.
Yes.
So this is an amazing gift from everyone who does this.
Definitely.
And then obviously so helpful for the person or persons in need of kidneys. So that's incredible.
I know.
That's totally incredible. And so just share a little bit more about the process and what that was like.
They usually, they tell the donor more than they tell the recipient.
Okay.
So they can tell you more about
the donor side of things. Yes.
So as far as that goes, they don't solicit you, so you have to actually call them and sort of hound them about doing it. That way it's no blurry lines about you donating. And so you take, I think, about 30 vials of blood, pretty extensive testing.
Wow.
Then they have to make sure that you will be able to function fine with one kidney.
Right.
And then if you pass all that, no pre-diabetes, no pre-high blood pressure or those existing conditions. So it's a lot of checks and balances. The great thing about this story is that by me donating, 7 people benefit. It was a chain reaction. So I donated, and the family I donated to donated, and then so 7 people later, they all benefited.
That's amazing. And so what made you want to donate? Was there someone in your life that also needed a kidney, or was this just something that you thought, I want to do this out of the goodness of my heart? What made you want to do this?
Well, it was being married and then having exhausted all possibilities. The prognosis of dialysis, unfortunately, how that can be, right? And then I thought to jump in front. So typically with dialysis, your goal is to get a transplant. And so when I did more research and found there's a swap program, I volunteered to do it.
Which is amazing. And so seven people benefited from this, which is so incredible. And I know it's part of what you guys want to bring knowledge to with your foundation. So go ahead and share a little bit more about what the foundation then is doing.
With the foundation, we do in-person group support, because after you have a transplant, you need a support system. And there's a lot that goes into it. And then post-transplant, you have the medications. Some people go through a lot of changes. So that's the word new you. So that's why we named it new you, because it is a new you. And so we wanted to bring something to Akron area for in-person. And we do educational, we have meditation, we have different the people that come and just speak, therapists. It's needed, it's much needed in the community. So I wanted to form this nonprofit to help people, because I definitely needed a lot of help after I had the transplant.
Yeah, I love that. So you realized, hey, I need the support and it's not out there. So I'm gonna create this group to provide support for not only myself, but for other people in the same place, which is really beautiful. So how often does the group meet then?
We meet twice a month, the second and fourth Saturday.
Okay.
And we're at the same location where Common Threads Closet is in Barberton.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so we're there, and from 10:30 10 to 11:30.
Okay.
Yes. So it's the second and fourth Saturday. So it'll be this Saturday coming up, am I right? Or the next one? Yes.
Great. And so is this for only recipients and donors, or is this for anyone affected by...
Yeah, anyone with any kidney-related health issue.
Okay.
So that's post-transplant dialysis or people that just want to know more. Because I have a story. I wrote a book and I brought you a book.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. And so it's because of the process that you go through, people want to know, especially if you're on dialysis and you're waiting to be on the list or about to receive a transplant.
Right.
We have a lot of information because the people that come to our meetings, they had a transplant. We have some that are on dialysis, so we can answer a lot of questions.
Yeah. And I think that's probably the best part of it is that, again, that you can just be there to support someone else who has gone through the same thing or is going through something similar and walk with them and answer their questions. And so do you want to share a little bit about your book as well?
Yes. The book is called Are You Kidding Me?
Oh, that's a very catchy name.
Yes.
I love that.
So I wrote the book after I had the transplant. I wanted to seek therapy. A lot went in, we had the medications and it's just so many changes that you go through.
Yeah.
Foods and just different things that you have to do for the rest of your life. And you're not used to that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to a therapist and she suggested that I write my experiences down. And so that's what I did. And it turned into a book because I realized, wow, I have a lot to say about this.
And again, you can pass that information on to other people who are going through the same thing or a similar story. Freeman, what has it been like to kind of walk beside her and support her through this whole thing?
It's been an honor because the recovery part was tough for both of us.
Sure.
But seeing her make adjustments, and even though we're married, I can see that she still was struggling with a lot. She has to take medications. And you try to empathize, but sometimes if you're not going through it, you really don't know what that's like.
For sure.
Right? So watching her go through that process and then making journaling and then writing the book and then giving back. And then also I wanted to mention, if you had even a heart transplant, liver transplant, you could still come to the support groups, right? So wanting to build that foundation and having built it, it's heartfelt because just recently one of the recipients at the group contacted us and told us that if it were not for the support group, he didn't know what he would do. And that's like that was pretty heavy, right? For someone to tell you something like that.
Well, and that's why you're doing it, right? And that's confirmation that you're in the right place and that you're doing the right things. And that, that makes it all worth it.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. Yes. Your story is really beautiful. I love that you're sharing it and passing it on. Lashawn, go ahead and share if somebody's watching and I want you to kind of end us off with some words of inspiration. And then of course we'll tell people where to find you guys. But if they are, struggling with a health issue, we'll broaden it. Cause I know that you went through that for many, many years. Give them some words of inspiration.
There is hope. There's definitely hope. Just hang in there and seek help if you need it. Just don't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And we're here. It's so many organizations. And I also wanted to say something because this is National Kidney Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And we do also advocate for people to be donors. And it is so needed. So if you're going to renew your license or get your license, consider being an organ, eye, or tissue donor. It is so needed and it is so important. And we're just so thankful. I'm definitely thankful for my donor. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the living donors as well, and advocating for them as well. If somebody, feels inspired by your guys' story and maybe wants to be a part of, sparking some living donors as well. So I'm sure that is needed too. And we appreciate what you did and how it was able to, what do you call it when it it goes from one person to the next. You called it something. and I
That's chain reaction.
Yep,
yeah.
in a swap.
Yeah, a swap.
Swap.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, the swap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so cool that then 7 people were able to benefit from that. And so one person could spark another swap.
Definitely.
And so maybe you're watching and you are thinking about doing something major, like being a living donor. Like, you could reach out to these guys and chat with them and just see what that was like. So it's really important.
Yes.
And thank you for your words of inspiration. There is hope, and we can't do it alone. And we need to be in community. And that's why you've created this group for people who are going through similar things that you went through.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. We'll also link your book.
Oh,
And we'll have people check that out. Where can they buy the book?
It's on Amazon.
Great.
Or you can read it on Kindle.
All right. Remind us the name again.
Are You Kidding Me? And actually,
Are You
it is
Kidding?
at Akron Public Library.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So good. So you can check it out.
Yeah.
Too. You can go to the library and check it out. That's wonderful. Where can people find you guys? Share all if you have a website, social media, all that stuff.
The website is newukidneysupport.org. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram, and it's under New You Kidney Support. And yes.
That's great.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
being here and for what you're doing in our community. And we want people to come out to the group. Tell us about where the group is one more time.
We're in Barberton. A lot of people are familiar with Common Threads Closet, and we're in the same building as Lakeview Church there too, on a corner,
Great.
right across the street from the YMCA.
All right.
And that's where we're at.
2 times a month.
Yes, the second and fourth Saturday
Second and
from
fourth Saturday.
10 to 11:30.
Great. 10 to 11:30. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you
you.
both.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got more great stuff on Good Morning Akron coming up next.